Hi, welcome everybody to day 9. I think I have to look because here we are. Day 9 of the Art Advent Live. We're crafting our stash and carve December 2025. I'm very excited to get going tonight. I got a lot of stuff on my table, so I can't wait to dig in. Just hold on, I gotta get chat going. Okay, there we go. Just make sure I can see it. All right, wonderful. So today we're going to, hi Robin, how are you? Today's Craft Your Stash is watercolor, and I have so many different watercolor options on my table. I can't wait to show you. Hi, Michelle. Happy day 9 for sure. Okay, so today's watercolor. So if you have any, get them out and let's play. And then Carve December, today is number. So this is a nice, easy one. You could pick any number. You could interpret it any way you want. So I'm just going to get right to it because I have a lot to show you. And we don't have a lot of time. So look at all this. Oh, before we get started, I thought it would be fun really quick to recap. Look at all this watercolor goodness I have. Okay, these are the stamps so far. So I just was fun for me to lay them out, and today I did number 8 because it could also be a mask or glasses. It could be an infinity symbol. It could be just like a pattern you put on the background somewhere, and it also is the number 8. So that's what I chose for today. But yeah, look at growing collection. I'm very excited. Okay, I'll put them away. I just wanted to lay them out. It was kind of fun. I was looking through and like thinking about what am I going to do and what have we done so far, because every day feels like it goes by so fast, and then we're on to the next one. So there we go. Okay, so I've got the number 8. So I'm going to put this off to the side so I don't lose track of it, but also I have so much to show you. So I'm going to talk about the watercolor stuff as we play with it. Okay. So the very first thing though, before we get to actually playing with it, sorry, so many things. Okay. I'm making room for myself, and I forgot to fill these up. Pooh. Okay. It's going to be okay. How do I want to do it? I will use my squirter bottle. Where'd it go? Is there a pink bottle on the table? There really should be, because I did not take it out. Okay, do I have one full already? That's the next question. Sorry guys, one second here. This one has some. I wanted to show you different sizes, and maybe I won't even use these. That one has some. Okay, here we go. Here's some with water. This one has a little bit of water. I guess I'll just mostly show you them. I don't know where my squirter bottle is. Do you guys see it? And I'm missing it somehow. Okay. Here we go. So we do have paper to talk about, because you can't really create watercolor. Well, I guess you can. You can do whatever you want, but effectively anyway, without some paper. So one second. Michelle says, I'm playing with Pink and Maine Water Gems watercolor, and they're very sparkly. Ooh, I love sparkly. That's exciting. All right. So here we go. So watercolor. So I'm going to work on this today. This is probably one of the most common brands and pads of watercolor that you can use. They're pretty affordable and also good paper to work on. Lindsay's here. Hi, Lindsay. And Sonia's here. Hi, Sonia. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is what we'll be working on today. It is a 300 series. There's different levels or series, you know, student grade up to like more professional. This is 11 by 15 pack, and there are 12 sheets in it. It's pretty thick, and it is cold press. Cold press watercolor paper has more of a texture, okay? And that is the more common watercolor paper that people use. Another way, though, I just want to bring these out to show you um, other ways you can get watercolor paper, and that's like in a brick. Okay, it's called a brick. Let's see, block. Sorry, it's a block. Easy block, 15 sheets bound on 2 edges. So this one is 9 by 12, and it is cold press. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the texture. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it has like a gum on the top and the bottom. So the nice thing about having a block like this is that you can get it wet and work on it, and it's not going to like bend and buckle while you're working, so you don't have to like tape down the edges, you know. um so a lot of people, artists, will work on these blocks so that they can just start working. It keeps it nice and flat, and that's a nice way to work, but you definitely don't have to do it that way. This is a slightly bigger one. This is Winsor Newton professional watercolor. This is a hot press, so I wanted some hot press paper just to try it out, to see what do I like better. And so this has got a nice smooth finish, and this one is gummed on all 4 sides. Oh, so yeah, all 4 sides. And then there's a little direction here that says remove sheets by inserting a palette knife here. So because it is gummed on all 4 sides. Now this one I probably started to pull up, but like it's harder to pull them up. So you can just get a palette knife like this and slip it into the side, and then free up the corner, and then you pull it off. So I'm not going to do that because I still need to use this. But anyway, those are blocks. And just in case you never saw them or you didn't know why they were like that, that's what that is. So we're going to work on the Strathmore today because we're just going to play around. I'm going to show you different types, different delivery systems, I guess, for watercolor. And ask me questions as we go. And yeah, if we want to try something or experiment, we can do that too. The next thing, though, before we get to the actual paint, are brushes. So there are these water brushes now that are really popular, and a lot of people have them. And they come, a lot of different brands make them, and they come in all different sizes as far as like the actual brush part. So this is like a smaller to medium round, and then, well, yeah, kind of. And then this is a wider flat brush. They have all different sorts. They don't have every kind of style of watercolor brush, but they have all the basic ones. So the way these work, I'm not going to use them too much, but oops, I'm putting the wrong lid on the wrong thing. Here we go. So the way they work, though, is you unscrew this part, so the barrel from the brush head, and you put water in here, and then you screw the top back on. And then there's this, it's a little thinner right here on either side, and you just squeeze it and water comes out, and then you can start working. So these are really nice, especially like if you're traveling or something. I use them a lot. Like if I'm just like on the couch and I want to play with some watercolor, I might have these instead of having to get a regular brush and a little cup of water or something like that. So these are really handy. Okay. All right, let's start playing. I did bring these out, and I also, of course, have the Willow Wolf brushes. So Willow Wolf is a watercolor artist, and she's just got a really great line of brushes and lots of watercolor products, watercolor paints, all of it. So I have some of her brushes here. So we will use some of those today. Let's see, I'll get that one, and like a nice medium round just for general purpose. We're not going to do too many like technique style things as much as, well, I mean, maybe, I don't know, as much as like just going over stuff. Okay. So these are the Willow Wolf brushes. They're very nice. The other brand that I love is Princeton Neptune. These are, they're a little bit more money, but they're still reasonably priced that, you could most likely could afford them. And they're really nice brushes. I keep these really, I keep them like put away. So I only work on the, or use them when I'm working on, um, when I'm like really working on something. So I don't keep them with the other brushes, and I keep them nice and safe so that the bristles stay nice. So anyway, those are different brushes. We'll work with these more. Well, maybe we'll use these a little bit too. So now we get to the watercolor. So watercolor can come in a cake, which is like this. This circle style is more what we remember from like student grade stuff. Um, let's see. This is a bigger one. This one is from, why do I not have the brand on here? I'm not sure. Let's see if it's on the bottom of this. No, it isn't, but I really like this. Is this Yasachelmo maybe? I think it might be. This is just the overview I need. I don't know when to use which brush. I guess I should play with them and find out. Yes, definitely. Yeah. And if you want, we can play with different brushes so you can see how they work. So yeah, thanks for saying that. And that's a great question and just observation really. So this particular one, this is a gold, and it's a beautiful gold. I don't see many companies put them in like porcelain little jars like this, but this, I think it was like $10, but it's lasted me a really long time. It comes in this nice plastic case, and they had silver, I think, as well. So this is just one way, but it's still watercolor paint that's then dried in a pan. This is watercolor paint dried in a pan. It's just different size pans. Same thing with this. Same thing with this. Different brands, different color palettes, all the things, right? This is, of course, a Jane Davenport one, and I think this was made by American Crafts, maybe. That's a good question that I asked myself. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is when she was still with them. It doesn't say on here, but I love this palette. I have a couple of them because I don't want to run out, and they don't make them anymore. But that's a great one. We used this Van Gogh one not too long ago. And so they come in different like travel sizes or really big sizes. If I show you this one here, this is my Daniel Smith collection. This is a collection I made myself. So I got this pan like from Amazon or whatever. And here's all my colors. And because I love Daniel Smith watercolor, and I get the tubes. So I get the little tube, and we'll go over this too in a minute. But so this is another way that watercolor comes. Okay. But you don't want to use it straight out of the tube because it's highly pigmented, especially if you're getting like a good quality watercolor. Using it out of the tube, unless you're putting it into a pan and then you just start using it, you could do that. But you don't want to just like put it out on your table and then wipe it up and like throw it away because it's expensive and it's really good paint, and you don't want to, you want to be able to use all of it. And the really great thing about watercolor is that you can see, I mean, this isn't as pretty, right? Because I squeezed the tubes into these half pans, these clear, or these empty little pans. Let me see this one. I need to get my Pyro orange. That's my last color that goes in this palette, and I don't have it yet. So, but I want to take this out and show you how it starts. So when I got this set, this just had a bunch of these empty pans in them. Okay. And then you put them, this is like a little metal, excuse me, metal bracket kind of thing. And it can be bent, but it does stay in pretty well. And then you just pop your clear pans in there, and then you fill them up. And so let's see which one did I get out here? Let me see. This is the Rhodonite Genuine. Let's find where that one is. Okay, it's the third one. Oh, it's the fullest one. Of course it is. Okay, so what you do when you get a tube, what I do is I will fill up the pan. Okay, this one's pretty full, but I'll just add a little bit more just to show you. So you can squeeze it on. And then what I did here was got all my colors. I didn't get them all at once, but as I got them, fill the pan, and then you have to let it sit and dry. And it takes a few days, and you need to leave it open to dry. And then the other thing to know about this, if you're going to make your own sort of set of paint, the other thing you need to know is that, so when you're going to use this, and I really need a water brush, and I don't know where my water bottle is. What happened to it? Okay, maybe I have another one. Hold on. I really kind of need one for today because we're doing watercolor. Let's see. I think this is one. Okay, we'll use a smaller one. That'll work just fine. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's say we're going to use this to do some painting, which we will in a few minutes. You want to take water in a squirter bottle of some sort, and you want to spray your pans, the dry ones, and let the water start to soak in and loosen up some of the pigment. That is going to give you the best look and coverage overall. Okay. So again, I made this set myself. You can do whatever you like. You can buy sets pre-made like these. Prima has a bunch that are really good. Lots of different companies have them. All of the like fine art brands like Royal Talons, Sennelier, Winsor Newton, like all of them, they have their own half pan sets. And when someone says half pan, it means it's this little rectangle size. Okay, a full pan looks like this. So this is a full pan set. There's 6 colors only, but that's the difference. So this is just a bigger size. Okay. And these paints are these are what is the name? I forget the brand. Is it Kuretake, or it's the one that's usually in the green, that's got the green lid. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, these are really great. They're super creamy. They're lovely. There's lots of watercolor paints that are really great. So, anyway, okay. So these are pan sets. So the last thing I want to say about this, sorry, I got distracted. You have to spray them to get them wet and let it sort of soak in. And then when you're ready to use it, it'll be ready to go. But then when you're done using this for the day, don't close it up while it's still wet. Okay. You need to leave it open and let it air dry. And that seems counterproductive, but it really is the right way to do it. You don't want these to get moldy or anything. And so you just want to let it air dry, and that's the best way to take care of those. So we're going to set those aside. We'll use them to paint in a minute, but just want to kind of talk through some of that. Okay. So these are all like cake dried pans, right? That you have to reactivate with water to start using them. It's a very popular way to use watercolor, probably the most popular. The other way that we started to talk about was tubes. Okay, this is a bigger tube. This is watercolor from Royal Talons. This is a Payne's Gray. And I'm just going to put a little bit right onto my paper here, if I can open it. Hold on. I had to use my teeth. Don't do that at home. Okay. Kuretake. Yes, thank you. Okay. So this has got some like coming right out of it. I'm going to put it right here. Look I just put the tiniest dot, and there's more coming out. I really need somewhere to put this. I'm going to put it, okay, I didn't show you this yet, but we can talk about this. This is called a butcher's tray, and is really popular to use for watercoloring. It's really easy. It's metal, and it's just like powder coated or something. This is I don't know, maybe 8x10 or something ish. And then I have a bigger one that's like 11x14. These are really nice to use because you can put some color in here and mix different colors, and you've got room to move around more than if you're just, if you've just got like that. It just gives you another space to mix paints and get some fun stuff going on. So I'm going to put that excess in there because it's just coming right out of here, and I want to show you some stuff. Okay. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. This one, now this is a personal collection I made. This is a Rockwell Magic, but it's from a set. But I need to talk about this because these are mineral watercolors. It's called self-evolving, and they're very interesting. Now, they are tubes of paint, and this is a professional watercolor for sure. But the reason I got them is because, excuse me, my voice is going away. Because they kind of, they look like granulated when you use them. And, oh, enamel coated. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, I said that wrong. Thank you very much. So we're going to use these. This is a really fun set, but this, again, this was from tubes that I put in my own little set here. Okay. Next, we have powders. So if you've used Lindy's Magicals, you've used watercolor powder or color burst or anything like that. Also, the infusions we started to talk about the other day. This is a powder. This has walnut ink in it also, but this is a watercolor powder. So yeah. And then you also have liquid. So Jane's got some sparkly liquid watercolor. Graphics, excuse me, not graphics. Marabou has aqua ink, which is basically just liquid watercolor. Dr. Phil Martin's, whatever. The Hydrus line is fine art watercolor. These come in really beautiful, like rainbow sets. And then Ecoline has watercolor, liquid watercolor pots, and also markers. So these markers are watercolor, even though they're in a marker form. It's just this material in a marker. So many different ways that you can get watercolor. So let's just start playing now. And oh, there's two more actually. There's two more. Can you believe it? This is from so Peerless is another company, and this is a Jane set, of course. Hi, Rhonda. So nice you're here. Love it. How are you doing? So this is from Peerless, and these were made to be travel sets. So you can see there's little notches because I made my own little travel booklet of watercolor paints for when I travel. And these are Jane colors. So it tells you the color on the back. This is neutral tint, and on the front is just watercolor paint just washed onto paper. So these, these don't last forever because there's only so much paint you can put on paper, but these are great for travel. And it's a Peerless set. So if you type in Peerless just online, you can see all the different sets they have. And then finally, the last one that I have here is from Daniel Smith also. And these are watercolor sticks. So this is rich green gold, one of the best colors, extra fine watercolor sticks. So you can color with it like a crayon. All right. And then you get it wet and you move it around like watercolor, and I need more water in there. So again, it's like, it is leaving that crayon mark. So it just depends on what you're going for. Just so many different ways to apply it. And then we didn't even talk about colored pencils. Like, hello, I've been talking for a while. And there's just so many different kinds of ways. So let's play here. So you saw that I have just this tiny little bit of that what was that? Payne's Gray. That was Payne's Gray. And I also have this contraption here. I'm going to move this because I need more space. There's so much up here. This is a fun tool. It's kind of big though. I do like it, but I don't know. It doesn't travel well, of course. It's kind of too big for that. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining. But this is a nice thing because, when you're doing watercolor, like I've got 2 jars of clean water in the back. And anytime I'm going to watercolor, I always have 2 because it just lasts longer. I don't have to get up as much. But so this contraption, this is like a tray in the bottom, and then this goes on top. It's the container of water, and it's got a little like hose thing down there. So I gotta put it in a certain way. I always forget. Okay. There we go. So now there's water in the well. And so you can paint. We're going to do a little bit with this guy, and we're going to start to move this watercolor around and get some more water, and then we move it around and we do our thing, and then we do this, and then eventually this water gets dirty. And you really, with watercolor, you want your water to be clean as much as possible. So when this gets too dirty, you just press the plunger and it empties, and then it's supposed to refill. And I think I have it on the wrong way. Here we go. Is that better? Okay, so then it will just auto refill once this is empty. Okay, so I'm going to put this back here. We'll use it, but it's kind of big. I don't know. I like it. It functions, but I also kind of don't use it that much. So let's talk about this right here, because this was just the tiniest little drop of paint. And I could probably easily cover this entire paper and still have some left over from that one tiny little drop of watercolor paint that came out of the tube. And that's why you don't want to put watercolor on your paper or like on a palette on the side that is going to get thrown away later, because a little tiny bit goes a very long way. Look, isn't that a beautiful color? I just love Payne's Gray. It's so nice. Anyway, so I just wanted to start with that just to show you, because if you get tubes and you don't have pans to put them in, you need to get pans. Okay, just trust me on that. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with, well, let's play with some of these. Let me know if you have questions or if you want me to do anything in particular. I think I'm just going to start showing you what they look like. There's just so much to cover. It's hard to do it all in a short amount of time here. Okay, I'm trying to think of the most important things to tell you. Hopefully this is helpful information. I need to open this. I need scissors. I got this set at Creativation and then I have not opened it. So let's take a look at it together. This is from Lindy's gang, and it's a set of flat magical shaker set. And it is the Monet All Day. Oh, that's fun. I love that. So let's see what colors we have. So powders are a really fun way to do it, because play with these, because it's just a different delivery system and it gives you a different look. So let's just try this one. So a couple ways you can do it. You can start with a dry piece of paper and just shake some of this powder onto it. Oh, that's a lot. Whoa, you definitely don't need that much. I didn't think that much would come out. Whoopsies. And then let's do a couple colors. What else do we have here? Does anyone have this set? This is like a blue, denim-y blue color. Really dark. I don't see color names on here. That's weird. Okay, anyway, here's purple. Let's do purple. That's fun. Okay, so you just are going to shake out a little bit of, that's also too much, but we'll see what happens. And these are really fun. You get like little bursts, you know. Ken Oliver had the color burst. So you could start with your paintbrush and just pull the color and then just start coloring. Oh, isn't that pretty? And you won't get a lot of granulation or bursting because you're just painting with the color. It's still really, really beautiful, but it really depends on what your goal is and what you're trying to do, right? So that's one way to do it. Another way is to take your squirter bottle and spray. And then you just get everything. Like, you get all the colors that make up this color. Now, this is sitting in a pool, so I kind of do want to move it away. That's a weird color. It's pretty. It's more muted, much more muted than I was expecting. So anyway, that's another way to do it. You just get like some bursts of color. There's a lot of water here. Let's use the other magicals. So these are the original style of magicals. They're in a pot and they just open right up. Oop, and they don't have like a shaker on them. I kind of like these the best, even though they're a little bit harder to use, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. I really like these. So to use these, if I want to do this kind of technique, is I put, this is a dry brush, excuse me. and I just tap it in, and then I just tap over my paper and get what I need. And then this is Rusty Lantern Lime, such a great color. And then let's try this. Ooh, that's pretty. See how you get all the little different dots of color? I think that's really fun. But, you know, like I said, it just depends on what you're going for. Okay, the other thing you can do, now this is wet, we can't use this one, is start with wet. Okay, hold on. Let me pull some of this up because I don't really need all that water there. Okay. So then another thing you can do with these powders, you can start with a wet paper, right? And then we'll get the other one, which is called Canna Lily Burnt Orange. Is this helpful, you guys? Is this stuff you already know, or let me know, because I'm not sure what everyone's, you know, comfort level is with watercolor, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And look at when you put the powder into the wet paint already, or wet on the wet paper, excuse me, it makes its own little like fireworks. Isn't that cool? Really, really cool. That's beautiful. And again, especially with the magicals and Lindy in particular, you get to see all the colors that make up that color. So there's some like bright fuchsia and some teal and some green and orange and yellow. So I just really love the way that looks. Okay, so those are powders. We didn't do the infusion. The main difference with the infusion is that it is, it's got walnut ink in it. So it makes it a deeper, richer color. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Look at that. Yeah, and you get those little dark speckles of color of where the granulation is. If I leave this, it will dry and stay like that. But if I take my brush on part of it and move it around, then it changes that pink and makes it a little bit more, makes it a little darker, a little bit more brown, because we're sort of mixing and activating that walnut ink a little bit more. But right there in the middle, where I'm leaving it, those granulations like solid. Let me bring it closer to the camera and see if you can actually see that. Can you see? There. And you'll see it even better when it dries. But isn't that a great punch of color there? I really love that. Let's see. Sonny said some review, some new. Those powders look so fun. Okay, great. All right. Well, also, again, ask me questions if you, you know, if there's something you don't know or you want to learn more about. But I'll just keep going. Let's see. Liquid watercolor. We'll just do a couple. We've got the Marabou Aqua ink from their graphics line. I honestly don't know if they still sell this, but it's good. It's good. It's affordable. It's a great, great watercolor ink to play with, especially like for art journaling. It's, yeah, it's just a really loose, inky watercolor. It's highly pigmented. It's nice. And that's really all I can say about that. And then the Ecoline one, again, is kind of the same, except they come in the glass pot and then they have the pipette on top, so you can be really specific about where you put it. You can also, one fun thing, yeah, isn't that beautiful? That's from Infusion. Sorry, let me tell you what color that was. Let's see. Oh, are you Cerise? Are you Cerise? Here, let me show you. Ooh, here we go. Very fun. Okay, one thing I like to do when there's a pipette is you can squeeze. Ooh, that's a lot, but look at, I made a nice splatter. Isn't that fun? It looks very dark because it's highly pigmented and very concentrated. I'm going to use the wide brush just to show you another brush. My water's getting dirty too, so I'm going to restart. Okay. Look at how dark this color is. Look at me drawing it out. That's just, that was like a an eighth of a pipette, and you've got this whole thing here. So this stuff really lasts a long time, and Ecoline is a very, very high quality brand. And so let's see. See, now it's not all going down. I don't think I put this in here right. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Okay. Yeah, anyway, you don't need a lot when you're using Ecoline. My brush is wet, but it's clean. And I'm just going to try to pull a little color out here. Even just barely showing that color. Look at how deep and rich it is. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so we can also talk about some techniques. So there's wet on wet, wet on dry, dry on wet, all that stuff. And again, I don't know what you know or don't know, but we're just gonna play. Okay, and I don't actually know all the specific names for some of those things. I just play and I do what I do. The thing I love the most about watercolor, for me at least, I know a lot of people, some people, I won't say a lot, some people have a hard time because they feel intimidated, like it's too hard, they can't figure it out, whatever. I really like it to just play and just to like start with a paper like this and just get whatever you've got and start doing stuff. Put some water down, throw some paint on top of it, put the paint down when the paper's dry, you know, do the glazing and do all the things and just play around and try. All right, I want to use this one to show you. This is that magic set. This is a Canadian company. Oh, you can see there. Rockwell. This set is crazy. It's so good. Anyway, and then there's also, I don't have any over here right now, but I just want to say that there are some really great watercolor paint makers on Etsy that sell, you can sell just buy one, excuse me, you can buy just one little pan of paint, right? If you like a particular color or you want, you know, they sell a lot of like shimmery kind of colors and stuff like that. And it's just beautiful. And those are all, you know, independent people, just, you know, small businesses, mostly women. So it's great to support them as well. So think about that. Okay, I'm going to try a couple of these colors just to show you. This one is so pretty. So I got it wet. It really isn't quite ready to go. I usually get it wet and let it sit for a little bit just so that it can be like creamy and that water really gets down into the pigment and brings it to life. But let's see what we can do with this one. This one is dark. Let me get some more water. There we go. Okay, let's see. I think we need to let it sit a tiny bit longer. It also has some like really nice notes of other colors that come through. We're gonna let that dry. Okay, so that's cool. Let's do one more though, actually. Let's do, this one is a really pretty color. This, I don't know the names. I don't even know if they have names or if they're just like numbers, but I will say the one thing, even if you're just playing, it is good to try to have clean water. That is one rule I would try to follow. Otherwise, break all the rules. Just do whatever you want. Okay, we'll let this one sit for a little bit. Cool. Ooh, that's already doing fun stuff. Okay. All right, we'll put Rockwell away for a minute. I'm going to keep it open. I didn't mean to close that. All right. And then I got to show you this gold. This gold is, well, I'm going to wait on that because I want to do it over another color. It's opaque and it's really, really fantastic. Let's do some pan colors. All right, so these are the full pan sets from Kuretake, I'm pretty sure. And let's see, let's do, so we'll start here maybe with this green. Ooh, that's so nice. It's creamy already. It's so good. And we'll just do This is wet on dry because you have a wet brush and the paint on a dry surface. So at a certain point, you're going to get a little bit of this like scratchy look until you re-wet your brush. But you might want that, you know, it just depends on what you want. So then that water is dirty already. Okay, here we go. But then if I want, let's get a bigger one, bigger brush. Okay. Then if I want to just have a different effect, I'm going to get, my brush is like fully loaded with water, and I'm going to really get this paper wet. But I'm making like a square or rectangle or whatever. So the water is just in that area. Okay. And then I'm going to come and pick up some of this red. Can you guys see? Okay. Yeah, you can. And then I'm just going to drop it in. Oops, it's tilted here. It'll start to bloom. And when I go to fill it in, it behaves much different. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to let these two dry and you can see the difference. Then let's see, what if we do, I want a different color. So hold on. Let's bring these in here. I'm going to show you like a glazing techniques where you put one color down, you let it dry, and then you put another color over it. And because they're transparent, you get a nice, like a little bit of blending and overlay. So let's pick a fun color out of here. It's hard to see the colors. They often look the same, and then until you actually put them down. Let's use this brush. This is a fun one. I'm going to get some clean water. Make sure my brush is pretty loaded with water. And then I'm going to pick up a color. What do we want? Let's do Rose of Ultramarine. This is a really beautiful color. Okay, and then I'm going to do like, this is dry. Yeah. Let's just do a little, like a leaf or maybe it's a butterfly wing or something. All right, and then we'll let that go. And then I'll clean my brush. And let's do Opera Pink because it's the best pink in all the land. I got to get it wet though. And like I said before, ideally, when you spritz it with water, you're going to let it sit for a minute. But I'm not doing that right now. Okay, we'll make a butterfly here. So that is wet on dry, but let me get more water so I can give it a little bit more juice. Ooh, that's pretty. It's not a good butterfly, but it's a butterfly. Okay, or maybe it's going to be a flower. I don't know. Okay, what else? Let's see. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, what else? I do want to do this. Should we could put this off to the side and maybe make something. I've got this piece here. We could cut it into the shape of a tag and make a tag or something. How much time do we have left? Oh, about 15 minutes. We could do that. Let's do that. I've been talking so much about product, but we could make a project as well. This watercolor is just so fun, and there's so many different ways to do it. We didn't even get out the watercolor pencils, all right, or the Inktense blocks. I mean, I've got them next to me. I could show them to you if you wanted to see them, but yeah, it's endless possibilities. Okay, we've got a little tag here. We could do something fun and make something out of that. I think you've all seen watercolor pencils before, but I just do want to show you Inktense blocks. Have you guys ever seen these or used these before? So it's from Derwent, same company that makes the Inktense pencils, which I think a lot of people have seen those. Sorry, I'm just trying to stay organized here. But they also have these really cool blocks. Okay. Sorry about that. Just making sure we're all still awake, right? Okay. There we go. So these Inktense blocks are really cool. Here we go. I'm gonna just show you on here, and then we'll make a tag, and then we can be done. But they can draw like a crayon, kind of like those other ones. But where's my water? Here we go. And then you can also like get it wet, move it around, let it be like a watercolor, right? But you can also have your paper wet and then take your block from the side and scrape it down. And look at that. Isn't that cool? You guys, I've made full backgrounds, like big pages, and just scraping color all around, and then I draw and paint on top of it, and it's so much fun. I use these blocks more than I use the Inktense pencils because these are so much fun. It's just a different delivery system, and the colors are super intense, and you can just do some really cool things. So that's what those are, and they sell them in different size sets, so you don't have to get the whole big set. Be crazy like me. You can get smaller sets. And the other thing, really quick, before we do our tag, I just want to show you. So we have been playing with here and there. We play with, one sec, I'm getting it out. We play with this, which is the 15 color set of the Neocolor 2s. Okay. And they're wonderful and fun. But I just want to show you what's possible. This is the full set. It's very heavy. You guys want to see it? Here's all the colors you could have of Neocolor 2s. They're so amazing. And look at how nicely they watercolor. I made this little swatch palette. Look at these ones here. Oh, those colors are so good. And these travel well. I mean, not this whole big set, but if you had like a smaller palette of colors you want to take with you and use these as watercolor instead of even like a half pan set or something, you could do that. They're amazing. So I just wanted to show you what's possible. Anyway, okay, we can move on. Here's a little bit closer. That's the Inktense blocks. What was the name of the color blocks? Yeah, Inktense. Let me show them to you. I'll show them to you one more time. I'll just show you the cover or the lid. Derwent Inktense blocks. And they do come in different sets. This set is a 72 set. So I'll just show you here. There's 2 layers. So you have all of these colors. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. And if you haven't used them before, it's just a really fun, different way to do it. So anyway, I wanted to make sure and at least show you those. Okay, let's move this aside. We'll make a, oh, actually we could do our glazing thing really fast because this one, oh no, it's not totally dry. So glazing, I think it's called glazing. You can let me know if I'm wrong, but anyway, what I'm trying to do is you make a pattern, and then when it's completely dry, you have to wait. Then you can go over it with another color, and it sort of overlaps. And then where the colors meet, it makes kind of a different color. It's a really pretty effect. So anyway, we just made a mess there, and that was fun. But let's make a quick tag. Why don't we? Okay. So what do we want to use? We still need to use this gold because I need to show you how pretty it is. And I'm going to start with this. I want to, I want to do something that is going to dry pretty quickly. But you know, it might be fun actually. Hold on. Let's see. I've got some golden titanium white, and excuse me, I think I'm going to grab my stencil from yesterday because it's right there and I just want to hurry a little bit. And then we're going to get a sponge, excuse my runny nose. And yeah, we'll put it off to the side here. I want to have a little bit of a resist type thing and see how that looks. I'm going to need more white. Okay. And I can dry this pretty quickly. I just kind of want to play and see how this is going to look. So I'm just putting white paint through the stencil onto this watercolor cardstock. Okay, can't hardly see it. There, you can oh, there you go. You can see it. Cool, okay. And then put my stencil away. There we go. We're gonna dry this real fast. Let's see, what color should we do? Let's see. You guys like neon? Or actually, let's use some of these infusions. These are really pretty. I like this a bit jaded. It's nice. We could use this cerise like pinky red color. And let's see what else. Maybe yellow. That might be a good combo. What do you guys think about that? Or I could mix some I've got two different sets of neon here. So this set is from Ooly, Ooly. And I thought, oh, it's going to be a cheap like kid set. It's not. I mean, it's great. I love it so much. I will show you some of it. But I'm going to get it wet and let it chill for a little bit. It's a little chalky, but the colors are so great. If you like neon anyway. I love neon. And then I also have this set. This is from Hydrocolor, I think. Yeah, this is a lady on Etsy. And I bought a few things from her. Now these are called quarter pans. And the reason they look the same. If we get out my half pans real quick. Sorry, guys. I just saw this and I want to show you. So they look the same, right? Like the same size. But if I show you from the side, they're much more shallow. So these colors will still last a really long time, but you can get a bigger palette and spend less because you're getting less paint, but it's still great. Still a great choice. So look for quarter pans too if you want to try some sets, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. That could be a good alternative. All right, I think we're dry. Let me just get one more drink of water. My throat's been a little dry. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go. We're gonna start with this one. I'm gonna do dry to start with this first color. This is like it's called a bit jaded. That seems like a lot, but let's see what happens. I got my water. Ooh, ooh, yes, it's so good, isn't it? Oh, it's so good. I am in love with this. So then you can like move it around up and down and let it kind of blend. You can let it just sit and dry and see what you get. I need to clean a little as we go. This is so pretty. Oh, I want to let it dry just the way it is. In fact, let's see. Move this up here. I think I am going to try to dry as we go. Now, I'm going to get it wet again to put the pink on. But if I have most of this dry, or at least some of it, it shouldn't, blend too much. Because I don't want it to blend too much. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pick up some excess. I do like that intensity of color, but I also kind of just want to keep going. So, okay, that dried pretty quickly. Look at how we're getting some resist from that white paint. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's still on here. I could wipe it off, but I don't mind that. I just wanted a little bit of resist so we could have a fun pattern in the background to play with. Okay, I'm gonna go, let's see. Let's go down here. And this time I'm gonna get it wet. And I see there's blue or whatever in there. That's fine. We're gonna use the cerise color and tap it in. Ugh. And it's starting to move a little bit. Let me get close up here. It looks like a fire. Oh, I moved it. Anyway, look at. So now it's moving around with that water. I haven't done anything. I spritzed the water down and tapped it in. I haven't touched it with a brush or anything. And this is what's happening. Look at how cool. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, I'm gonna let it go up the side. Tap it up here. Yeah, that looks really good. I'm just gonna let it be organic. Ooh, a little bit got up there. That's amazing. Let me tap it again. Let's see what we can do. That's so good. Okay. What do you guys think? Isn't that great? Look at it up close. That's so rich. Okay. And then up here, we'll do some yellow. I kind of like that technique. So we're just going to pool the water. And this one is limoncello. I really like that technique. I'm doing a little bit more than I probably should, but I want it to be kind of intense. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, we might not use those. Wow, that limoncello is cool. That the walnut ink, I'm pretty sure that's what's in here. Hold on, let me double check. It just gives it, yeah. Oh no, that's not what that says. I think you have to look on the website, but I'm pretty positive. I would bet money on it. Okay, so there we go. That looks good. Let me clean up some excess here. What do you guys think of this? It's pretty fun. I'm tapping some of the excess water, but look at what happened here. Those little granules, that's the walnut ink that's just hanging out. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this. I'm so glad I got these out. Now I just want to sit and play with these and make a bunch of tags or something. How fun. Okay. I'm going to dry it. Let's see. We'll add some gold next. I think that's going to be gorgeous. Maybe we'll just do some gold flecks or something, some splatter. What do you guys think? Hey, I didn't ask. Is anybody else creating with me tonight, or are you just watching? I'd love to know. Okay, I think I'm going to pick up some of the excess. That's still a little bit wet. Right up the side. I'm just patting. I don't want to rub it because I really like the texture and whatever's going on, but I'm also just trying to get some of the wetness. Wow. Wow. Robin's creating with me. Wonderful. My number is 8. I'm about to use it right now. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to do the gold. Let's do gold first. I got to get it wet. This one you really do need to sort of spritz it with water and let it sit for a minute. So I'm going to pool the water in there. Okay. And take it out of this case. Okay. And then let it sit in there, and then we'll pick that up in a minute. Let's see. What am I going to do with my 8? I need to do something. Let's see. I think I want to do, should I do something clear? Just watching tonight. That's great, Sonia. I'm glad you're here. Love when you guys come and hang out. Okay, I'm going to get a piece of wet media Duralar. I think I'm going to do a second layer. That could be fun. Leave the tissue in here. I don't know if you know this, but I might as well tell you since I'm here. The wet media Duralar has a piece of tissue in between each sheet to protect it and keep it nice. I keep them, obviously. This is a great piece of tissue to do stamping or to make interesting backgrounds, all sorts of things. So if you get some, just consider keeping that tissue to use for other things. So I'm just going to real quick cut a piece of this out so we can maybe layer it. What do you think about that? So I got to use my 8. I want to use my number 8. And I think I'm going to make it a little taller so I can fold it over the side. And then I'm going to put the rest of this back in here. I don't need all that out. All right, here we go. Okie dokie. So now I have a piece of clear. Let me make sure it's cut correctly. It is. And then I'm going to cut the angle parts. So I just have a little tab at the top. Okay. And it doesn't really need to be quite that big. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so see what I did here? I don't know if you can tell. No, you really can't. There you go. So I just made a tab at the top that's a little bit longer, so I can just fold it over and then take my bone folder, give it a good burnish. Really good. Okay, just for a second. And now it's going to just sit on top. It can be sort of like free floating on the front of the tag, you know, so it can come forward if you want. If you want, it doesn't have to. And then you just put the glue on the back and then there you go. So I did that because I think I want to put my 8 here. But I wonder, I don't know if I want it to be an 8. I was thinking, oh, thanks, Michelle. That's very nice. I was thinking it might be cool to do either like kind of a line up and then get a little quote on the front or something like that. I don't know. Or I guess I could do like a chain, but I don't know if I want to go all the way up. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking about. We'll get some black stays on out here. I think I might go sideways. It's not going to be a number 8 today. Robin said, I used Distress Resist spray. Nice. And then watercolor. I'm going to try like you did with acrylic paint. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. So you just want to make sure your resist spray is dry, of course, before you do the watercolor, but that'll definitely work. That's a really good idea. Thanks for sharing that. I'm sure someone else would like to do that too. Okay, let's see. I'm going to leave this together so I can see where it's going to land on my card, and I think I want it to be over here. And I'm just going to go sideways and not even the full letter, and I'm going to have them sort of staggered. This is fun. This is super fun. Oh my gosh. Loving this tag. All right. How we doing? You guys good? And maybe I'm just going to do 3 of them. Oop, this one moved a tiny bit. Hopefully it's okay. Yeah, not bad. Look at, it's just a fun pattern now. Can you see? Very fun. I like it. And now we're going to do gold splatter. I wonder if we should do the gold splatter on the top layer. What do you guys think about that? That'll add even a little bit more dimension. I think that would look really nice. So for splatter, I'd like a round brush. This one's nice and long. I'm going to get it really wet. And look at, oh, you got to mix this up. I think Spellbinder sells this gold, and I think they have silver too if you wanted to get some of your own. It's so good. It goes on black cardstock. Do I have black cardstock near me? Well, let me do the splatter and I might see if I can find some. It is so gorgeous. It is really, really outstanding. Okay, and I love gold, but you know, this is amazing. Okay, here we go. Okay, we just got to let it dry. So that's going to take a minute. We're going to find our words. And then I think I would also like to not splatter here, but maybe just like line the edges. Ooh, is it there? Does it need to be? Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. It takes a minute to dry too because I got so much water here. But I really like going around the edges. I guess you don't have to do all the edge, but we're here now. It looks really good against that cerise, like kind of reddish pinky maroon color. So pretty. Okay. I love this tag. What is the gold paint? Yeah, it's the one that came in this case. And I think it's Yasutomo or Kuretake. I can't remember, but I'm pretty positive that Spellbinders has it. Maybe after this, I'll go look and see if I can find it, and I'll share a link with you guys or something if I can find it. But I've had it for a couple of years, but they should still make it. I don't see why they wouldn't. But it's really pretty. Look at this part right here that's already kind of dried. Oh, it's not gonna. Is it gonna focus? It's hard to focus, but can you see? I don't know. It's not picking up the shine of it. That's a bummer. It's really, really pretty. It's kind of regal looking. It's the best way I can describe it. Okay, this is, oh, that's still drying too. Let this dry for a second. Let me pick out a quick quote here for us. And then we'll be done. What time is it? Oh, we're just a little bit over. Sorry about that. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Aw, this is a great sheet, but I need to cut it in half here. Okay, let's see. I have normal is boring. Don't worry about being normal. That's fun. Oh, strong women aren't born. They're forged in the fires they've had to walk through. They're warriors with hearts of gold. I like that. You are infinite. Be your own validation. You can do anything, but not everything. So many good ones. Okay. Actually, we'll do a smaller one unless somebody picked another one. Hi, Lindsay. Layla. Hi, Layla. Layla's doing all the things to get a snow day tomorrow. Oh, she just came down with inside out pajamas. That's a very smart girl. Okay. Are we supposed to get a bunch more snow? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, I hope that's incorrect. I mean, I hope for Layla's sake we get 8 feet of snow. I got your back, girl. I got your back. Okay, we're going to do this one. It's you are infinite, be your own validation. I like that. I think that's good. And we're wrapping up, so we might as well. All right. Let me tape the back of this. We're just going to use double stick tape if I can find it. Yes, here we go. And my big old mess of stuff. I'm going to put the tape on the back of the tag because it's a little bit, oh, did I break it? No, I did not. Okay. And then we'll just line up the top middle and put that tab over the side. Really easy way to do that, you know, and hide the adhesive. It's a good way. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, and then we've got our word. So actually I might use that for that too. Why not? Okay. And I want this to kind of go over the 8 section a little bit, or that little sideways 8 thing. Yeah, this is good. except I want 5 layers, so we're gonna split this up. Okay, I'm gonna use this to just do it real quick. Have you guys got your Christmas shopping done yet? I know I'm not the only one that's not done yet. It's still pretty early too. To be honest, we've got plenty of time. Okay, almost done. So good. This is a great tag. Really fun. I'll add it to the pile. Just tell you what I'm going to do, guys. The other day we were talking about that owl card and some other things about like some people, if somebody wanted it, I would send it to them. And of course, everybody wants something. So what I'm going to do is keep all of the projects. And then at the end, for anybody that wants any of the projects, I'll just split them up and mail them to you guys if you want them. Let's see. Robin said, I found gold paint, Yasutomo reddish gold Japanese watercolor. Okay. Yeah. Is it in a pot like this? You could send me the link and I can let you know if it's the right one if you're wondering, but that sounds right. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Yasutomo, so that sounds right. Did you find it at Spellbinders or somewhere else? Just let me know. Anyway, here's our tag. There's the gold flecks. Very, very cool. And I use the number just as a side sort of pattern to give some focus to the words there. And then we have our fun tag using the Infusions watercolor powder. And then we just played with a whole bunch of different watercolor materials. And there's even more that I didn't show you. So it's just a crazy topic. And, we could spend weeks on watercolor. So anyway, oh, Spellbinders. Good, good. That's definitely the right one then. That's great. Yeah, I love that gold. And I love that it's in this little ceramic container, because when the paint is gone, which will take forever, then you can use this to like mix your own colors or put a new color of paint in there or whatever you want. So that's very cool. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I love you guys so much. Let me tell you what tomorrow is real quick before we go. This tag is so pretty. I'm definitely using all my infusions now. Like, I love doing this because I've had those infusions for a long time and I just haven't used them that much, but they're so beautiful. I should use them every day. All right. Tomorrow for Craft Your Stash, we're going to buttons. We've got buttons. So we will definitely make a project and we will just use buttons in some fun, interesting way on our project. Okay. So bring some buttons with you. Let's create something together. And tomorrow's word is house. So we're on day 10 tomorrow already. Okay. So house, you could make an actual house, or you could do a part of a house, just a door or a window or whatever. You could think of the word house and then whatever that makes you think of, you can carve that. It doesn't have to actually be a house. So you decide. Here's our tag for today. Thank you so much. I love hanging out with you guys. Thanks, Carol. And I hope you have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.